Hey, welcome to my new studio, guys. You haven't been in here yet, but well, I don't know what to say. Today I've got a new product with me. I don't think it's actually that new, but it's new to me. My old sound card shut itself and I've had to get this. I've done product reviews in the past, but not very often, and I'm not all that great at it, but I'll give it my best. So today we're going to be taking a look at this thing, the Komplete Audio 6 by Native Instruments. I haven't had a lot of experience with sound cards, so I'm basically just going to be comparing this to my previous sound card, which was this is my old one. It's a Focusrite Scarlett 8i6. It was pretty high quality, though I think from a few electrical storms and all of that, it's kind of been, or like surges, I don't know, it doesn't really work anymore. So that's been retired, and I get to use this new one. This one looks a lot nicer just from pictures. I haven't seen it yet in person, so let's open it up. So let's have a look at the box. We can see that it includes a few little software things that, well, I personally don't care about. It's got some pretty nifty features on the 2 inputs on the back, 4 outputs on the back. They're all balanced 1/4 inch TRS. Rugged construction, combined SLR TRS inputs, pretty standard. Headphone output, independent level control and source switch. I'll have to take a look at that later. Big volume knob on the top, very nice. USB powered completely. That's pretty cool because my old one required external power and that was kind of annoying. So yeah, that's it. I think it's only got the 1 MIDI input, so let's open it up and have a look. Very nice. And materials come in this little box, but you're not gonna need to look at that. Some more stickers. That's the same sort of stickers I got when I got my Control S49. Sent me with some stickers when I got this as well. Nice at home on my laptop. Anyway, so we've got a cable in the back there. That's our USB cable. That should be the only cable that it comes with. No, it's a lot smaller than I actually thought. I was actually kind of expecting it to be the same size as the Focusrite one, but wow, that's really compact. Let me show you. Okay, this is size comparison. Yeah, look at that. It's so much smaller and contains just as much in it. Like, it's still got the 2 inputs on the front like that one does. It's still got the knobs. Monitor mono. Oh yeah, it's pretty cool. The knobs, they're alright. I mean, they're not great quality, but they're good. I'm not going to be too worried about breaking them. It's not an expensive sound card. I mean, this would cost me $330 Australian. Oh yeah, there's the 48 volt if you need to use phantom power. That's on the back. This other one's got it on the front, but you can see we've got the 2 MIDI. I really wish I had, like, some more of the cheaper sound cards would include 2 MIDI inputs or outputs, or just because, you know, you can easily have more than 1 MIDI controller. Like, geez, come on, guys. We've got our SP diff, which I don't ever use. The outputs there, and our inputs, or out to in. Okay, so they're going to be our main. That's going to plug into my subwoofer. That's not going to do anything, and that's not going to really do much. But I'm keen to see. That knob feels really good. That's a nice knob. Yes. Okay, so now I'll plug it in and give it a crack, see what it's actually like to use. Another thing I should mention, and it's something to always think about, is the length of your cables. This is the cable that comes with it, and it is, I'd say, a bit over a meter. I'll tell you exactly. One and a half meters. It's something to think about, especially because if you've got a studio, you know, you want to obviously, I don't know, for me sometimes it's a big deal because I have stuff spread out sometimes, and I don't always like to have things all bunched up next to my computer, but sometimes you are kind of forced to. But at the same time, if they made it longer, then you're obviously just increasing latency, and that's a very big deal. If you've got a microphone, you don't want any latency with it when you're trying to hear it through headphones. It can really put you off or whatever, so yeah, you wouldn't want it any longer than that, realistically. Alrighty, I've kind of been just listening to music for like the last half an hour, but it's kind of good because I haven't actually used my monitors in a while, 4 or 5 months at least. So it's kind of weird to be listening to music in the room again, which is kind of cool, and this is the first time I've listened to music in this room since I've set it up, and it sounds pretty good in here, so that's good. But I found it very, very easy to set up. I mean, the hardest part was just me trying to see. Once you got it set up, you can very easily see what's going on with all of these lights on top of it. It's pretty straightforward. The only thing that kind of confused me about it at first was what this monitoring section did, because I kind of assumed that it was the level for the monitor, but that's this big button. And then I didn't really figure out what this sort of did until I turned my synthesizer on, because this is plugged in to it. So this now is in this input, and if I've got the 1 and 2, that's obviously corresponding to input 1 and 2, but yeah, they're inputs, not outputs, so that's kind of, I guess, where my confusion came. But if I turn that off, or I can adjust the gain of hearing it, it's not affecting what's going into it. So if that's going into the thing, that's still going to be recognized by the door, but you just won't hear it back off of the speakers. So if that would be more useful for when I'm using my microphone. I can switch. Actually, that's really cool. I didn't even think of that. But yeah, if I can switch monitoring off, so I can still play this. My computer is still going to get the signal, but I'm not going to hear it back, so I'm not going to get any feedback. So that's very good for when I've got my microphone plugged in, because, you know, feedback is very unpleasant. What else to say about it? Setting it up was very easy. Literally, you just plug it in USB, go to the Native Instruments website, download the drivers, and it worked straight away. There was nothing to set up really. It's almost plug in and start using it. Worked very, very good. Overall, so far, I'm very, very happy with it. So I hope this video helped you guys with the decision whether or not you want to get one or what. I think it's one of the best, I think it's probably one of the better options on the market in that price point, unless you're willing to spend closer to 1,000 or 2,000 or 3,000 or whatever, then you're obviously going to be getting more inputs and stuff like that. But if you just want a basic setup like that, I would highly recommend it right now. Hope you guys like this video. Please like it if you did like it. If you disliked it, then fuck off. Don't dislike this video. No, do what you want. Please subscribe. I do lots of different videos. More music videos will be coming, like music related videos and actual music videos. That's it for this video. Peace. Actually, there is one other thing I would like to mention about it, which I think's pretty neat, that my old sound card didn't do, and that's the ability to switch between outputs 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 on the headphone jack. You can see there I've got my headphones plugged in, and this little button here, if I click it, you'll see it switches between the two, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. I don't have anything coming out of 3 and 4 at the moment, but if I did, or had something internally routed to 3 and 4 was different to 1 and 2, then that would be useful for that. So possibly, I'm just trying to think of what you, like if you were doing maybe vocals, I think, and you wanted 2 different signals going to different different headphones, or well, you can't do that, it's only one headphone. But if I was sitting in here, or if you're producing over your monitors and you wanted to listen to one and then you wanted to send through a headphone signal to a vocalist or something that was different, I guess, I don't know, use your imagination. It gives you the ability to do it, so it's pretty cool. That's actually it. Actually, I lied, that's not all. There's another really cool thing here, and that's the fact that these XLR inputs on the front actually have a clip that you need to push in to remove the cable, and it actually clips in. So that's another difference that my old one didn't have, and sometimes it's just going to avoid if you bump it, and it's not going to come out. You don't have to worry about that. This new sound card really well and truly kind of puts this old one that I've got to shame, and this one was really good and did serve me for a long time. This one, I think back in the day, cost me about $260 or maybe $270. This new one was $330. So I mean, it's a little bit more, but you also get a bit more, so very happy.